This video is brought to you by the support of the cookies in my Patreon. I can't show everything here, but if you subscribe to my Patreon, you'll get to watch the videos in full and the very naughty. Don't forget to ring that bell when you subscribe. Now, let's start the show. Hello everybody! My name's UkeKooki and welcome to Back Alley Arcane Shop. Chapter 1. Invincible! Joke. Oh, that's... The middle boy from the picture is actually Resque? Okay. And he blinks? Man, I should be a VN character. Wait.
This is my magic shop, where colorful potions on the shelves glisten in the sunlight streaming through the window. The sunlight caresses my face and uplifts my spirits, and I can't help but smile. Despite being located in the city's back alleys, I signed the dotted line without hesitation, for the place was nevertheless exquisitely sunlit. Still, a back alley is a back alley, so customers were hard to come by in the business's earliest days. I eventually had to resort to handling some of the more questionable or dangerous goods. My income became plentiful? Plentiful to the point I'd even fantasize that if it kept up, I might be able to open a shop inside the castle. Of course, I have no intention of leaving the comfort of my shop in the back alley. I dabbed the shelves with my feather duster while musing over idle daydreams and what I'll have for dinner today. Oh, shorts! It's just the beginning of the game! Oh no! Hello! Hello! I did not expect Gahel to be almost nude at the beginning. I see nipple. The sound of something crashing made me jump and turn my head. The fur so dark it almost gives off a blue sheen, has hints of red at the tips. This wolf beast man, adorned with glossy white fur that creates a striking contrast, is Gahel. Gahel, a mercenary with an extraordinary career that belies his age. It was as if the scars covering his muscle-bound body were a testament to his prowess. I've signed a long-term contract appointing Gahel as my bodyguard and private mercenary, providing him bed and breakfast apart from the down payment. Where have I heard that before? Gahel wordlessly looked at me with those deep blue eyes as if unsatisfied. I think it was because he had almost knocked over a box obstructing the stairway while coming down. Good morning? Without answering, Gahel stooped to move the crate at his feet. Wait, I haven't enchanted that yet! Just leave it as it is!
Resque, it has been sitting here for a week already.
He reprimanded me in a low husky voice. It oddly felt like I was being scolded. I had to take care of other important things first. I set down the duster and futilely shuffled the potions around in an effort to avoid Gahel's gaze. Barely forcing down a frown, Gahel spoke.
Why don't you at least move it out of the way?
Okay, I'll move it to the side later.
Later?
Gahel stares at me sharply, as if trying to pierce me with his eyes alone. Why I'm sensing the charisma of a mercenary who has escaped the clutches of death countless times on the battlefield, that is the question. I own this store, and I'm the one who hired the mercenary. It felt like the roles were reversed. Fresh out of potions, I crouched on the floor and grunted as I tried to drag the heavy box. Whoa! Ciao Tomate! I did not expect you to move forward! Oh my gosh, can I see that again? Whoa! Oh, he got huge! Gahel lifted the crate with a small huff that scarcely could be called a grunt. His brawny arm muscles effortlessly held the box, as if it was a toy.
Leave this little tasks to me, Resque.
Of course. Lost for words at the frightening disparity in power, I could only nod in disagreement.
Where should I put it?
Huh? Here on the desk. I quickly cleared a few magic books and Gahel placed the box in a cleared space.
I'll do anything for you.
Wink!
So let me know when you need me.
Wink! Oh! Oh dear, oh dear. Ha! Take me! He likes to be used. Gahel had also helped me set up the heavy alchemy cauldrons the other day. He who, just moments ago, looked upon me with a gaze as fierce as Gale's, was now smiling at me with gentle eyes. I smiled awkwardly and thanked him. Thanks for always helping me. It has only been a month since Gahel moved in with me, but he always stayed by my side, constantly asking me if there was any way he could be of help. His primary job was to protect me as a bodyguard, but he was willing to take on more than that. Can he take it up the... While I appreciate the help, sometimes it can feel a little overwhelming. He's not going to have a change of heart and charge additional fees, right? I don't have a lot of money to spare this month with all the other ingredients, dungeon prep, and artifacts I need to buy. Is there enough stock of healing potions? It's not abundant, but we should be fine for this week. Healing potions are the item customers reach for the most often, so Gahel seems to be keeping tabs. So you're the bookkeeper. If I sell an item notarized by the Magic Tower for a slightly lower price point than in the Magic Tower, then mercenaries will have no choice but to swing by my shop. I'm no Magic Tower associate, that I leverage some connection to snag a notary document is more like it. Let's just keep one shelf stock then. Thanks, I'll have to make another batch. Anyway, you need ingredients to make potions, and you gather them in dungeons. Common alchemical ingredients can be bought in the city, but magical ingredients require an understanding of magic to be handled properly. Eventually, I have to enter the dungeons myself to gather the herbs I'm fond of. Fortunately, mana herbs, the main ingredient in health potions, are easy to find in any dungeon. Fighting the monsters in dungeons, however, is a different matter. After nearly losing my life going to a dungeon alone, I hired a mercenary to protect me. That's how I met Gahel in a mercenary guild a month ago. Finish stocking the shelves. Huh? Oh, thanks. I can do the cleaning. As I watch Gahel lay waste to the dust, even snatching from me the feather duster I was holding, I reminisce about the moment we first met. Mercenary guilds always have no shortage of dangerous missions and even more dangerous mercenaries. It's strange how little quarrel or uproar there is among mercenaries when they are, unlike knights who are bound by honor and loyalty, driven by power and money alone. It's never a quiet day in the mercenary guild building, especially when it's home to so many carnivore beastmen. But today was different. Resque opened the guild door to find a strangely deserted room with a handful of mercenaries sitting around, all of whom one could tell at a glance were low-ranking. What happened? Why are the mercenaries nowhere to be seen? I became shrouded in confusion, but submitting my request was a more urgent matter than finding out why. As I stood before the front desk, Lucas, the receptionist, looked at me with a friendly smile. Oh wow! Lucas! Dear! You remind me of someone, but I can't put my finger on it.
Good day, Resque.
He spoke as if he already knew my purpose for being here.
Are you looking for a mercenary to accompany you to the dungeon again?
As if familiar with my routine, he began flipping through paperwork to find a suitable mercenary even before he could hear my answer. That's right, Lucas. Same request again.
For now, I can only offer you one mercenary with demanding requirements. Nothing more with conscripting mercenaries through recruitment posters. But nowadays, due to the demon slaying mission, mercenaries won't even bother if the pay isn't higher than usual. A monster slaying mission? Yes, there has been an increase in monster activity near the castle, and the Count has mobilized the nightly orders.
But the number of monsters was higher than expected, and they've had to hire a lot of mercenaries lately. It's not every day that the Count steps up to the plate. Lucas spoke as he repeated the process of thumbing through the documents of potential mercenaries only to dismiss them.
They say there's a new monster colony.
His explanation helped me understand why the guild was so quiet. So, everyone jumped on that mission, even the mercenaries who weren't directly hired? They must have offered a bounty that could light a fire in the eyes of any mercenary, unless he lacked the skill or value of his life. The pay for monster slaying missions is quite handsome, I suppose.
Yes! In addition to the basic bounty, the mercenary also gains the rights to the materials obtained from the demon he killed.
My mundane dungeon raid bodyguard request stood no chance against the Count's high pay contract that comes with magical materials to boot. So even if I post the recruitment notice, nobody will even give it a look. I was irritated by the suddenness of the situation, but in the end, I only had one choice to begin with. Okay, please stand by at the empty table over there. Lucas went up to the second floor and immediately brought back a mercenary. Oh! I'm holding his hand. Negotiate the terms and then let me take a look at the contract when you're done. Lucas kept his instructions brief and returned to his seat. Hello, I'm Resque. I looked at the mercenary and greeted him. Before me stood a wolf beast man with eyes that gleamed piercingly. His outfit that consisted of not much more than a leather belt and a pauldron may appear indecent due to its revealing nature, but it was as if his body, from his black and white fur to his well-trained muscles, was a suit of armor itself. With a red cloak draped over one shoulder and two long swords, one at his waist and one at his back, he seemed to be a practitioner of a fast and fluid sword style. His deep blue eyes and the numerous scars on his skin revealed the many battles and experiences he had endured. What's this?
Oh, he showed them his muscles.
His dark blue pupils still dilated. He seemed to be looking deeply at his dark blue pupils dilated. He seemed to be looking deeply at Resque. I began to feel a little uncomfortable under the pressure of the unexplained silence. The stretch on without any response, unable to stand the awkwardness, I spoke up.
Apologies. My name is Gahel.
Gahel, coming to his senses, hastily introduced himself. Mr. Lucas said your contract has some conditions.
Yes.
Gahel offered me a long-term contract for 1 year. This was my first time signing a long-term contract that wasn't a one-time deal, which made me hesitate. However, there were often incidents that threatened my business, and I needed a way to protect myself even outside the dungeon. Moreover, Gahel was no ordinary mercenary. Among other things, the brooch on Gahel's cloak told me he was a trustworthy mercenary. The brooch was engraved with the emblem of a famous mercenary group known as the Kalurian, proving that he was a mercenary of tried and true skill. I don't think it'll counterfeit. If I hired someone that good as a bodyguard, my business would go off without a hitch. But hiring a mercenary of that caliber would cost a fortune, so my second worry was that of finance. A 1-year contract? Well, fine. But I have my own conditions. I'll provide you with room and board, but may I ask you to protect me outside the dungeons as well? He replied immediately. No problem. I continued, explaining further the details of my situation. And I don't have enough gold coins to be able to afford the down payment up front. I'm going to pay for everything but the retaining fee with artifacts, so why don't we write a formal contract in a month's time when I finish the artifact? However, he answered with a smile.
We can discuss the specifics later. Let's make a deal right now.
I asked in surprise. Are you serious?
I know you're the owner of a magic shop. As a mage and a merchant, you're a beast man of your word, aren't you?
I had some doubt since the terms of the deal ended up being a little too favorable for me. But in the end, I decided the risk was worth the reward and accepted his offer. Okay, let's seal the deal then. So how do you seal the deal? You handshake, you kiss, you blood pack, what? They didn't even show us! This is how I and Gahel made a deal and ended up living together in the shop. Despite first impressions, Gahel was surprisingly cordial, except for his always stern or turned tone. And as I warmed up to him, we became what one may call friends. And because he even helps me around the shop, I found myself in a strange relationship that's both comfortable and uncomfortable. After a morning of cleaning the store and displaying the merchandise, I get ready to greet customers at the counter. And there's always someone who shows up first when we open around 9 a.m. A regular customer is what I would have called him if it wasn't for an issue. No, a big issue. About time for him to show up, right? Someone said, "Speak of the tiger and he will come." And right now, that very tiger seems to have just walked in.
Hoy! This is the guy! It's Elred! Oh, look at him. Look, he's a delicious boy.
The name of the tiger, whose bulky size is so large it fills the doorway, is Elred. His massive tits are so huge that it can even...
It's so tight in the freaking chest plate. Look how tight it is. Even his freaking chastity is so tight. He's such a tight little tight and tiger.
He is the commander of the Bernstein Knight Order of the Count.
Ha 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 ha! Greetings!
Entering the shop with a thunderous laugh, Elred immediately spots Resque and gives him a flirty smirk. With each step Elred takes, you can hear a slight clanking sound, characteristic of thick metal boots. His attire is odd in a way that could only be described as armor but not armored.
What?
While it's common to see mercenaries strutting around almost naked, it's different when it's a knight. The first thing that catches my eye is his abdomen.
He has an innie.
His big, hard six-pack and chiseled oblique muscles are exposed for all to see. And if you lower your gaze a bit, you can see the rest of him, minus the parts covered by his groin protector and loincloth. The first time I saw his backside, I wonder if I was under some kind of curse and was seeing things.
Are you seeing his ass?
It's uncertain whether the problem lies with the blacksmith who crafted such armor for the knights, or with Elred confidently strutting around in this state. For now, it remains a secret. Does it not matter to him as long as his vital spots are covered like a mercenary armor? But then, what's the point in wearing plate armor? In that fleeting moment, Elred must have noticed my downward gaze, because his green eyes gleamed dangerously as he continued to speak.
Am I finally getting your attention? I certainly do have an attractive body.
That level of brassiness left me speechless. Well, I can't deny he's attractive.
I am so jealous with freaking protagonist already got all the men. They already got all the men. What the...
His deep orange fur and black stripes are glistening, and the glutes of his backside look solid as if they could burst if you squeeze them. Shaking off these thoughts, I promptly greeted him. "Good day, Sir Elred. You're our first customer today as well. What brings you here?" Pushing the thoughts to the back of my mind, I got my act together and bowed politely. Elred is a jovial personality who doesn't sweat the small stuff. But I mustn't skip the formalities, for his lineage is a prestigious noble family that has produced knight commanders for generations.
Of course I'm here today to see you all in all your glory. What do you think, Resque? Have you still not changed your mind? In terms of status and looks, I'm more than suitable as a romantic partner. If you agree, we could start today by touring the sights of the castle and discussing our future. Blah 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 blah.
This is the biggest problem with calling Elred a regular customer. To him, my magic shop is not a place where he comes to buy things. It's a place where he comes to flirt with me. I declined again and again, all to no avail.
Maybe he really likes you, dude.
In the 3 months since he started to visit me, I could have fallen in love with his unwavering devotion, but there's a reason I can't. Elred is said to be the most famous playboy in the castle, a libertine who doesn't care about place or situation. Flirting like this is as natural to him as breathing, and mistaking such behavior as something exclusive to me could easily lead to an embarrassing situation. To be Elred's lover would be to jump into a scalding scandal.
Sir Elred, unless you're looking for something to purchase, I'd like to ask you to leave, as you're interfering with our business.
Seeing me refuse the offer with a forced smile on my face, Gahel spoke up. Gahel maintained an utterly serene expression, casually speaking words that effectively serve as a dismissal. It's nothing more than dealing with a moderately obnoxious customer, but I could tell right away that Gahel was very annoyed.
Gahel! The hell? Your attitude remains as arrogantly as ever. Take a cue from Resque. One could tell how cultivated he is just from his posture. Haha, well, thank goodness for that. I remember my face turning pale the first time Gahel was rude to Elred, fearing he might be arrested for insulting nobility. However, Elred always laughs heartily and plays along, despite Gahel's impolite remarks. It's unclear whether he's indifferent to the disrespect or showing mature tolerance to impress me.
And Resque, why are you hiring such frail mercenaries?
Why not dismiss this frail fellow and come to me? Only Elred could look at Gahel's muscles in front of him and call him frail.
He's coming closer! He's getting bigger!
Elred had moved close to the counter, flexing his arms as if showing off his muscles, staring at me as if to eat me. And just like his body, he looks quite frail down there too. I doubt he can fulfill a man's nightly duties. You have to be about my size to be adored by a lover.
Wow!
He slides down his groin plate to reveal the underwear beneath and winks at me. Shit, you flirt! His underwear bulging as if it was a breathing pouch is barely maintaining its function with but the thin string. It's red.
Resque, no! No! Don't give in to the temptation!
What can you do with a body as dull as a pig's? And I'm confident when it comes to size as well.
Stop! Just stop, please! I can't take all this hotness!
When Gahel really was about to pull down his pants to prove his size, I reflexively slammed the thick spellbook I was holding down to the counter. At the crashing sound, they both straightened their clothes as if they'd become conscious of me. The situation where I had scolded not only Gahel, but also Elred had given me a headache. For a moment, I wondered if I was about to meet a horrific demise after being taken to trial. But unfortunately, Elred laughed and slung his arm forcibly around Gahel's shoulders. Elred's friendly disposition and Gahel's ice-cold expression form a stark contrast. I do like your spirit. That's what men do. I breathed an inward sigh of relief. Gahel did not speak any further and simply nudged away Elred's arm.
Oh, we have a new customer!
The bell at the entrance rang, signaling another customer's arrival. Perhaps apologetic for causing a disturbance all the time, Elred placed a gold coin on the counter. You dog. I mean, you sly tiger, you. Wait, where did he pull out that gold coin from?
His underwear. You wanna know where he kept all his items? In his...
Not the time to think about such things. In his... I pulled myself together and tried to give something to Elred, who was about to walk away.
Give him herba oil.
He's a Virgo! Elred, understanding changes.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Is he thinking that they're giving mixed signals?
Resque has decided to bring Elred a fine herbal oil that glowed in a blue hue. I called out to Elred, who was about to leave, and stopped him.
Oh, look, it's a mana potion.
It's going to be great for your fur care. Apply it before you head outside to keep the shine on your fur.
I wasn't expecting something in return, but
I can't refuse your gift. I'll accept it gratefully. I had given it merely because the gold coin was a burden, but Elred seemed to like it more than expected. It seems I've been too much of a disturbance. Well then, I'll come back tomorrow, Resque. As he was leaving, Elred threw a sly wink and exited the shop. Gahel's gaze cut into the back of my orange head like a knife. I've always been mentally exhausted, but today has taken a bigger toll on my mind than usual. A gold coin is a gold coin in this business, but it's hard to be worn out by Elred every morning.
The title is on the video. It's called Back Alley Arcane Shop.
I decided to start by asking the customer who just walked in what they were looking for. Hello, what are you looking for?
Oh, I'm here to buy up health potions. I was told I had to buy them here. I automatically started spouting off my rehearsed remarks. You've come to the right place. My shop's healing potions are known for their high quality, authorized by the Magic Tower.
Even though it's actually illegal.
Standardized potions are available here. The price per bottle is... ... Thank you! Oh, hello! The beastman, who appeared to be a mercenary, bought 3 potions and left. Recently, there's been an influx of new faces, mercenaries coming in early to buy potions. I smiled inwardly, and forgetting a little bit about the mess I was just in.
How long is that muscle pig planning to keep coming here?
Are you jealous? Just say that you're jealous, dude! Come on! It's in your character, apparently! Unlike me, Gahel still apparently irked by Elred, irritably put the money in my safe. As Gahel was—
Oh, okay, stop.
Wait! They don't love you like I do, but wait!
As Gahel was stocking the potions, he suddenly approached me with determination.
Resque, you must never believe the words of a lecher like that. Do you understand?
He grabbed my shoulders with both hands. Ooh. With a very serious look on his face. There's never a lack of seriousness on Gahelsman? It's Gaishel's face. But right now, I could almost feel an adamancy ache into someone's last words. Not understanding why he had gotten so serious, I just nodded. Okay. Now that I think about it, the two didn't have a great relationship from the beginning. Elred flirting with me, Gahel wanting to kick him out, Elred belittling Gahel in return, and so the tension between them grew louder by the day. But neither Gahel nor Elred has a long-standing relationship with each other, so it's hard to mediate the two. There's a small part of me that wonders if one of them is going to pull out the weapon or something, but, well, that wouldn't be any of my business. Oh yeah, showing off their weapon! Time flew by as I delivered sales pitches to customers attended to ingredients processing. Before I knew it, the sun was setting outside, casting a warm glow into the shop. I decided it was time to close up for the day. Let's tidy up and wrap up for the day. Thanks for your help, Gahel. Gahel nodded and began to store the displayed items back to the shelves. I organized the cash box and the ledger, taking stock of the remaining items. Looks like we're running lower on healing potions than I thought. I was planning to go to the dungeon for supplies next week, but at this rate, that won't be soon enough. Gahel, let's start preparing for a dungeon visit tomorrow, and head out as soon as we're ready.
Yeah, I should also recheck my equipment. Are we heading to the Reta dungeon again this time?
No, last month we had to go farther because a monster colony emerged near the castle. Now it would be best to head to the Tasia dungeon, the closest one to the castle. While each dungeon has its own unique magic flows and it changes, from a material gathering perspective, there's no significant difference between the two. You know what nice this game could have been? An RPG. I mean, the visual novel is an RPG, but I meant a a turn-based RPG. Nah. As long as someone hasn't gone and plucked all the mana herbs, any dungeon should be fine. The closer, the better. We've been to the dungeon frequently before, and it's not known for particularly dangerous monsters, so there's no need for excessive preparations.
Resque, the dungeons can be unpredictable. No matter how low the danger level is said to be, a dungeon is still a dungeon. We must prepare for the worst to survive.
Gahel's sincere advice makes me nod automatically. His words carry more weight considering he has traversed dungeons filled with terrifying monsters. You're right. I'll make sure we're well prepared. But even as I respond, a part of me harbors a complacent thought. There haven't been any deaths in the past few years, and even novice mercenaries frequent the low-risk level low dungeon. The worst we might encounter is probably a mutated monster. Wouldn't something like a smoke bomb be enough? Let's start preparing tomorrow, and for now, let's go get some dinner. I flipped the sign outside the shop to indicate we were closed and locked the door. Another day passes. Oh! I woke up earlier than usual the next morning. Bright sunlight streamed through the window, illuminating the room. I debated sleeping in a bit longer, but then remembered I had a lot to do today and promptly got out of bed. As I walked down the still dark corridor on the second floor of the shop to head downstairs, I heard a faint creaking noise. What's that sound? Driven by curiosity, I followed the noise. Someone's masturbating. Oh. Someone's masturbating. Through a slightly open door, I could hear Gahel's heavy breathing. As I got closer, the increasing sound of his groans and his rhythmic creaking of the bed instinctively told me that what he was doing. Peeking to Gahel's room through the door gap. Oh! And we've only been here for an hour and 10 minutes, and I'm already lightheaded. I'm already lightheaded! That was hot. Okay. Only after reaching the first floor did I let out a deep sigh of relief. I feel like I've seen something I shouldn't have seen. No! I think he meant for you to see that. I descended to the ground floor of the store. I began to prepare to enter the dungeon. I look around the shelves in the store, looking for items to pack. I start with basic essentials. I gather my supplies, rope, hooks, and so on, and reached for the lantern that caught my eye, then hesitated. Lantern! Rope? Bombs? You want it? It's yours, my friend, as long as you have enough rupees. I debate whether or not to bring a source of light, as I can create light by magic, but I remember that Gahel's advice and decided to take it. We also pack a sleeping bag and other miscellaneous items. Also, think about the injuries that can occur in combat and pack healing potions. Suddenly, I remembered special potions I had stashed in the basement. These were my own versions of the expensive advanced healing potions sold by the Magic Tower affiliated alchemists. Of course, I had used forbidden methods in their creation, so I couldn't make many of them. I usually make them an insurance for more dangerous dungeons due to their potent effects. However, these potions, because of their recipe and the need to keep them secret during the Magic Tower certification process, must never be discovered. Most would naturally assume that this potion has been certified too, but if the Magic Tower ever discovered its true nature, I'd face a fate worse than death. Let me guess! Is it the type of potion where it increases your regeneration and at the same time increases your bestiality? You know, turning you into a big rabid wolf thing. I hesitated over whether to take it to the dungeon, considering its low danger level. But it wouldn't hurt to take its precaution. I've kept it hidden well so far. You know, I decided to pack a special potion. Right, it's still a dungeon after all. Better safe than sorry. I can keep it well concealed. Resque retrieved the special potion from the secret safe in the basement. Ah! I thought the red ones are the potions, but apparently the green ones are the regular potions. The reddish potion was carefully wrapped and placed inside the bag. I hid it so tightly that even if a thief got their hands on it, they couldn't easily take it. Now that I gathered everything I can from here, now ready to buy preserved foods like jerky and dried fruits, I prepared to visit the grocery store. Oh! He finally can't calm down! As I was putting money in my pocket, I heard footsteps from the second floor. Gahel came down looking surprisingly refreshed. Good morning, Gahel. Good morning. Are you already preparing? I should have woken up earlier. It seemed Gahel had just finished some busy work. I looked at him with a knowing smile. Feeling my gaze, he looked at me questioningly. Is there something on my face? No, just that you look more dependable today. Wink? I don't understand what you mean all of a sudden. Anyway, I've already showered. Can I help with anything? I was a bit taken aback, like, whoa, dude. Gahel, who usually takes second guesses before showering even after I repeatedly tell him to, he really dislikes getting wet, typical of a wolf. Wash? You? Gahel blushes a little and excuses himself. Well, I do wash when I feel like it. Or maybe you wash after some climax. Seeing the odd shininess on Gahel's chest and stomach, I immediately recalled the situation from upstairs. I see, so that's it. Better to let it slide! Well, sure, that happens. I changed the subject, feigning disinterest. Anyway, I need to go to the grocery store to buy some preserved food. Oh, and I have to stop by the mercenary guild, so it might take a while. It's okay if you stay here. Take your time bathing. Normally, Gahel would have insisted on accompanying me to carry my belongings, but this time I just nodded in agreement. Alright, I'll do some maintenance here. I left Gahel behind and stepped out of the shop. Finally! New place! After stocking up in plenty of jerky and dried fruits at the grocery store, I stopped by the mercenary guild to check for any new information for updated maps of the dungeon. Okay, there wasn't much, just some occasional reports of mana aberration inside the dungeon. Mana aberration? A phenomenon occurring in the places with strong mana flow like dungeons. When the flow suddenly changes, disoriented mana bursts out. While that's extremely dangerous, those affected may experience dizziness. So it's basically like you absorb too much mana. Okay. It's basically like having too much sugar. You sugar crash. There wasn't much, just some occasional reports of okay. It's akin to popping bubbles caused by shifting mana flows within the dungeon. It can lead to mana backflow, but that seems unlikely. I headed back to the store, double checking in my head to make sure I didn't forget anything else. Turning right at the mercenary guild, I saw a crowd gathered. Amid severely broken tree fragments and fruit strolling on the ground, there were guards with spears and a few angry people visible through the gaps. Clearly, something significant had happened. I felt bad for the fruit vendor, but the block street was frustrating. The street leads directly to my shop. Taking a detour would mean winding through back alleys. If I push through, will we meet Elred? Decide to push through. I decide to push through the crowd. Excuse me, just passing through. Eek! Squeezing through the onlookers, it felt almost suffocating. Struggling through the crowd, I exerted extra effort to keep my bag secure. How is this my fault? So it's my responsibility? After making it past the noisy street, I felt drained. I took a deep breath, regained my composure, and walked towards the shop. Finally, I arrived at the shop.
Resque.
Huh? Gahel, are you already done preparing?
Already? It's been quite a while.
As Gahel leads me inside, I realize it's almost past 2 p.m. I've never had such a hectic day. It was a good decision to close the shop for a day to prepare.
The preparations are almost complete. I just finished sharpening the swords at the forge.
Okay, wait. Curiosity. If I say, choose the longer route through the alleyway. Ooh, to avoid the congestion, I entered the alleyway. As expected, the back alleys were dimly lit, despite the midday sun giving an overall dark feel. Wait! I'm curious. Walking in the quiet alley, my footsteps sounded unusually loud. You hear an odd... You heard an odd noise between your steps. It was like the sound of something sticky being slapped. It's either you stepped on something, or something is here. As I concentrated on the sound, I could pinpoint its direction. Turning right off my path, the sound grew louder. Ha! This time it's mixed with someone's groan. Elred lets out a heavy sigh mixed with self-reproach, hastily donning his armor.
Damn.
Lately, Elred seems troubled by his own actions, unable to understand himself. He has self-reflection! Oh! He finally has self-reflection. After Resque saw him in this side, He finally understood, and he finally understands why he doesn't want to, date him or whatever. Emerging from the alley, I found myself on familiar streets, somehow managing to reach the shop in this chaotic state. So what was I saw earlier? Real? No, it was an illusion. Finally, I've arrived at the shop. The preparations are almost complete. I just finished sharpening the swords at the forge. I must prepare food and a map. My mind keeps drifting back to what I saw today. A meaty pillar in Gahel's hand, a thick glance in Elred's. It was a sight so unbelievable. Even though I saw it in my own eyes, I never thought I'd see that on the back alley. I think Elred wins for thickness, but Gahel wins for length. No. What the hell am I thinking? Yeah! What the hell are you thinking, Resque? Trying to regain my focus, I take some items out of my bag to organize them. I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry, I could eat an octorock. I haven't even had lunch yet. Maybe I should eat some bread. Should I get some cheese? Yes. I say a bit too loudly, my voice awkwardly cracking. To find my embarrassment, I gulp down some cold water. After a deep breath, I feel a bit calmer. After lunch, I talk to Gahel about the dungeon.
We should be a bit cautious of the mana aberration.
True, but they are still quite weak. We can quickly go and return tomorrow. Gahel didn't argue with my words, but his expression was still one of concern. It's not until the next day, when I entered the dungeon, that I bitterly realized how naive my thoughts were. Please, give me something. Chapter 2!